A week on the Croatian coast costs $1,400. A week in Albania, same Adriatic water, same Mediterranean food, same limestone cliffs, costs $420. 70% less. Same sea. Albania is the only country left in Europe where a €35 daily budget gets you a private room, 3 restaurant meals, and a beach with nobody on it. The EU candidacy is moving forward. The highway to the coast is under construction. The budget airlines are adding routes every quarter. This is the exact 7-day playbook before the prices catch up. If this kind of data-back breakdown is what helps you plan trips, subscribe now. We publish one working trip blueprint per week with the real numbers, not the aspirational ones. Chapter 1. The €12 airport arrival and the SIM card that costs $3. You land at Tirana International Airport, Nene Teresa. Small, functional and mercifully uncrowded. A Ryanair or Wizz Air return from London, Milan, or Vienna costs €50 to €120 booked 3 weeks out. First purchase. A Vodafone Albania SIM card at the airport kiosk. 10 gigabytes of data for €3. Unlimited monthly plan, €8. Albania is not in the EU roaming zone. Your European SIM will charge international rates. By local. Airport to Tirana city center. €12 by taxi, or the Rennes Express bus for €3.50. The bus runs every hour and drops you at Skanderbeg Square in 25 minutes. Your hotel in Tirana's Bloka district, the former Communist Party elite neighborhood, now the city's cafe and nightlife hub, costs €25 to €45 per night for a well-reviewed boutique room. That same caliber of hotel in Dubrovnik's Old Town, €140. Chapter 2. Days 1 and 2 Tirana €38 per day. Day 1. Arrival and city orientation. Check-in. Walk to Skanderbeg Square, the vast central plaza. The National History Museum €2 entrance. Gives you the context for everything else you'll see. Illyrian, Roman, Ottoman, Communist, Democratic. 90 minutes well spent. Lunch at a traditional restaurant in the Pazari I Tirana's new bazaar. A full plate of tave kosi, baked lamb and yogurt, bread and salad €4. A large korka beer, €1.50. Afternoon bunkart 1 or 2, €3 entrance. A communist-era nuclear bunker converted into a contemporary art installation and Cold War museum. The tunnels, the propaganda rooms, the interrogation cells. It is genuinely one of the most impactful museum experiences in the Balkans. Evening. Cocktails in Bloku. A well-made cocktail costs €3. A bar that would charge 12 in Barcelona charges 3 here. The nightlife is real and unpretentious. Day 1 budget. €42, hotel €35, food €14, sites €5, transport €3, drinks €5, averaged. Day 2 Berat day trip. Fergan shared minibus. From Tirana to Berat, €5, 2 hours. Departures from the South Bus Terminal. Fergans leave when full, roughly every 60 to 90 minutes. Berat is a UNESCO World Heritage City. Ottoman houses with enormous windows stacked on a hillside above the Osum River. The nickname is the City of 1,000 Windows, and from across the river, the hillside genuinely appears to be made of glass. Walk up to Berat Castle. €2 entrance. This is not a ruin, people live inside the walls. Family homes, churches, mosques, grapevines, cats, and a view over the valley that costs nothing. Lunch inside the castle. Grilled meat, fresh salad, local wine. €6. Return Fergan to Tirana. €5. You're back by 7 p.m. Day 2 budget. €34, hotel €35, food €12, transport €10, sites €2, averaged. Chapter 3. Days 3 and 4. The Albanian Alps, €45 per day. Day 3, travel to Thathe. Morning Fergan from Tirana to Shkodër. €4, 2 hours. From Shkodër a shared van to Thathe. 8 to €10, 3 hours over the mountain pass. The road to Thathe has improved but remains an experience in itself. Switchbacks through limestone gorges, altitude gains, and views that belong in a nature documentary. Arrive Thathe. Check into a guest house. 15 to €25 per night including breakfast and dinner. The meals are home-cooked by the family. Grilled peppers, fresh cheese, mountain honey, bread baked that morning. Afternoon. Hike to the Blue Eye of Thathe. A natural spring pool of impossibly clear turquoise water. 45 minutes each way. Free. Day 3 budget. €38. Guest house with meals €22. Transport €14. Activities €0. Snacks 2 euros. Day 4, Valbona to Theith hike. Option A, the full trail. The Valbona to Theith hike crosses a 1,700-meter mountain pass over 6 to 8 hours. It is rated one of the best day hikes in Europe. Snow-capped peaks, wildflower meadows, shepherd huts, total silence. Cost: €0 beyond your guest house. Option B, if you prefer a shorter day, hike to the Grunas waterfall, 2 hours round trip, and explore the Shala River Canyon, nicknamed the Albanian Thailand for its turquoise water. Either way, dinner is included at your guest house. Mountain food. Home wine. Stars that are visible because there are no streetlights. Day 4 budget: €25. Guest house with meals €22. Snacks/water €3. Chapter 4. Days 5 and 6. The Albanian Riviera, €48 per day. Day 5, transit to the coast. Shared van from Theith back to Shkodër, €8. Furgon from Shkodër to Tirana, €4. Then either a Furgon from Tirana to Sarandë, 8 hours €12, or the recommended option, a domestic flight from Tirana to Corfu followed by a 30-minute ferry to Sarandë, total €50 to €70, saves 6 hours. If you're watching this and thinking the bus sounds long, it is. But the coastal road through Vlorë Pass is one of the most scenic drives in Europe. Mountains drop directly into turquoise sea. If you've got the time, take the bus. Check into a hotel in Sarandë or Ksamil. €20 to €40 per night on the waterfront. Evening. Seafood dinner on the Sarandë promenade. Fresh grilled fish, Greek salad, bread, wine. €10 to €15. The view across the strait to Corfu is free. Day 5 budget: €62. Transport €40 averaged. Hotel €30. Food €15. If this level of detail is useful for your planning, you're exactly who this channel is for. Subscribe. Next week's blueprint covers a destination that costs even less. Day 6. Beach day and Blue Eye. Morning, Ksamil beaches. 3 small islands accessible by swimming or paddleboard. €5/hour rental. The water is Caribbean clear. There are no sunbed fees because there are no sunbeds. Bring a towel. Lunch at a beachfront restaurant. Grilled octopus, salad, bread. €8. Afternoon. Drive or taxi to the Blue Eye Siri Culture, a natural karst spring where water emerges from underground at a constant temperature. The depth is unknown. Divers have reached 50 meters without finding the bottom. Entrance. Free, small parking fee of €2. 20 minutes from Sarandë. Evening. Bar on the Sarandë waterfront. Cocktail €3. Sunset over Corfu. Day 6 budget: €35. Hotel €30. Food €15. Activities €7. Transport €5. Averaged. Chapter 5. Day 7 Gyrocaster and departure. €40 per day. Morning. Furgon from Sarandë to Gyrocaster, 1 hour, €3. Another UNESCO World Heritage City. This one built entirely of stone. Gray slate roofs, cobblestone streets climbing toward an Ottoman fortress. Gyrocaster Castle. €3 entrance. The fortress houses a captured American spy plane from the Cold War era. Sitting on the castle grounds, surrounded by medieval stone walls. It is one of the most surreal museum exhibits in Europe. Lunch in the Old Bazaar, traditional byrek, savory pastry, and a yogurt drink. €2 total. Return to Tirana by afternoon Furgon. €5 4 hours. Or fly out from Tirana the following morning. Day 7 budget: €40. Transport €8. Food €8. Sites €3. Hotel €35 if staying in Tirana. Averaged. Chapter 6. The complete 7-day cost breakdown. Here is the total cost of 7 days in Albania, Tirana, Berat, Albanian Alps, Riviera and Gyrocaster for one person. Accommodation, €210, mix of €35 per night city hotels and €22 per night mountain guest houses. Food, €95, average €13 per day across all meals, local restaurants and guest house dinners. Transport, €85, Furgons, shared vans and one domestic transfer. Activities, €25, museum entries, castle fees, beach gear. Miscellaneous, €25, SIM card, tips, water, snacks. Total, €440, $480. For comparison, the same duration in Croatia costs approximately €1,400. In Greece, €1,100. In Montenegro, €900. Albania is not just cheaper. It is a fundamentally different price category, the only Mediterranean coast country where a comfortable 7-day trip costs under €500. Close. €440. 7 days. UNESCO cities, alpine hiking, Mediterranean beaches, and more food than you can finish. That is not a compromise. That is what happens when a country with 3,000 years of history and 450 kilometers of Adriatic coastline has not yet been discovered by the international hotel chains. But the clock is ticking. Albania's EU accession talks are accelerating. The Vlorë highway will cut Tirana to coast travel time in half by 2028. Wizz Air added 12 new Albania routes in the last 18 months alone. The Albania that costs €35 a day is a 2026 reality, not a permanent one. Subscribe for the next blueprint. Next week, Cape Town, where a weak currency turns Africa's most beautiful city into the best luxury deal on earth.